I know. I was wrong. I was wrong.
I'm so amazing. I'm so amazing.
I am so amazing. Just look how I'm blazing.
All right, so before we get started, let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. I was wrong. I can admit that. I'm a big man. I can admit that. I tore this game apart a few months ago, especially the roadmap, and they've stuck to that roadmap the entire time. So now I owe Crystal Dynamics and Square Enix a big apology. So I will be the first to say I'm sorry. I was hoping that this game was going to be good, and it actually is good now. They've added a lot of content. They have been pretty consistent with content lately, and I will be the first to admit I was wrong. And I hope that moving forward, they continue with this same momentum. Just let's keep it. You got the ball rolling now. You can't drop it because people are watching you again. Everybody's eyes is on this game again. This is the time to keep the ball rolling. I do remember lead designer saying that he had high hopes for the stuff that was coming and that he felt like it would bring players back to the game once they released it all. And he was right. He was right. That's why they make games and I just review them. He was right. But we're going to get into this now. Now, before we get into this video, you see the shirt. This is one of my favorites right here. All of this is done by Pink Chick Designs. That's my wife, actually. We actually run our own gift shop / printing shop. So I'm going to be making more merch for myself. I got a few different ideas that I'm working on. But as y'all saw in my short, I have my PlayStation customized by her. But guess what? She did this to match it. So now I got the Flash cup to go with the Flash PlayStation. All this made by Pink Chick Design. So man, look her up, man. She's got a Facebook page right now. She's trying to open up a little bit more. She's got a YouTube channel coming, so we'll be putting more stuff on there. I got to manage that too, as well as manage this. But if you've been wondering where I've been helping my wife start this business. But now I'm back. Now I'm back for good. So it's finally here. The War of Wakanda DLC expansion. And it's a damn good expansion. Not as long as everybody said it was going to be 8 hours. I don't know where those people got that information from. It's about 4 to 5 hours if you run straight through the story. Now it took me, let's see, I got on it around about 9 o'clock. I played to about 3 in the morning when I beat it. And that was me kind of running around and exploring Wakanda, which they did a really good job with Wakanda. They took their time with this. They brought out some really good content. 2 new boss fights that you'll enjoy. I'm not going to spoil it. This is going to be spoiler free. I will show some footage from a couple of things, but we're not going to spoil it for all the people that are brand new or people that haven't had a chance to pick it up yet and want to experience it for the first time without any spoilers. But anyway, they did a pretty good job with everything. And Black Panther is so fun to play. They do a good job, but they've done a good job with all of them. I mean, Hawkeye's fun to play. Kate Bishop's fun to play. Even the original Avengers are fun to play. The combat in this game is really good. The content is finally caught up. Everything is on point, and I am enjoying this game again. I remember back when this game dropped almost a year ago. Will be a year, in another month. I remember when this game dropped, I wanted to cover this game primarily on this channel, and it looks like I can actually cover this game on this channel now. So be looking forward to that. Be looking forward to more content from me. But let's just get into how well they did with this game, man. I mean, this place looks wonderful, and the fact that it is like a completely new area for you to explore. is amazing. Wakanda, the kingdom looks amazing. The outskirts where you do most of your missions in looks amazing. I enjoyed the puzzles that they added in. I enjoyed the landscapes, the caves, the new enemies. And I will tell you right now, if you're one of those tryhards, take my advice. Put it on normal. Put it on normal. Go through the story. Enjoy the story. And then boost it up when you're ready to level up Black Panther, because I put that sucker on brutal. I left it on brutal from the way I usually play the game. And when I tell you I was getting 1 and 2 shotted by every new enemy in the game while I was trying to learn the mechanics of those new enemies, oh my goodness. My advice, put it on normal, man. Don't piss yourself off trying to enjoy this DLC, because these enemies do hit hard. They hit hard. They got new mechanics. Regular enemies are not a pushover anymore. It makes you laugh at the aim bots that we have been fighting this whole time, because the little details that they add to the enemies this time, as far as attack patterns and weapons that they use and different things that they can do now dealing with this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But they added in two new types of elements. So we got vibranium element now, which does like blast damage when you charge it up, and then they did looks like a shockwave. I haven't actually messed with it too much. I've seen the icon on the screen, but I haven't actually equipped it to figure out what it does. So I got to get back into it and figure out what all that does. But Black Panther, his toolkit is good. The way you have to actually use him is good. I mean, most characters I tend to build around range. But with Black Panther, you can build either way. It honestly feels like he's more of an in-your-face type of character. It feels like the builds fit him more to be in your face because of the way you have to use your kinetic energy and all that stuff. So I think I'm a mess with a melee build for this time around, because I've been mainly playing Captain America, Kate Bishop, and then Black Widow. Mainly Kate Bishop and Captain America, and both of them I did range builds with. But I'm gonna try a melee build with Black Panther going forward. But the costumes, man. Costumes, they pay great tribute to the country itself, Wakanda. Oh my God. That is one beautiful place. The fact that you get access to the entire castle, and then the implementation of Shuri into the storyline, she's a lot more involved than I expected her to be, as well as Okoye. She's a lot more involved than I expected her to be. And then, as you know, we got Crossbones. Pretty interesting fight. Pretty interesting way you fight him. And then the claw fight was actually fun, man. The claw fight took a little bit to get used to, because I wasn't paying attention to some things. You'll figure it out once you get there. But they did a good job with him. Kind of wish he was a little bit more involved, but with the things that they did have him doing throughout the story, made sense to what they were doing. There's a little point in the storyline that kind of made me think, you know what, this dude is more ruthless than I thought he ever would be. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting the way you fight him. But getting into the content they added, I've heard some people say, "Oh, it's kind of more of the same," but it is because it's Marvel Avengers and they got to stick to their formula. They didn't really, because when they added in this new mission type for the way you defend, there's a lot more that goes into defending these areas. It ain't that just stand on the point and keep the enemies off of it until Jarvis completes his hacking. This is more of, you gotta stay on the move. They throw a lot of enemies at you at one time. And it's more of a, you have to really manage resources to be successful at this game mode. So it's not more of the same. Yes, more of the same in the concept that you're still defending in areas that you defend, but the way you defend is a lot more interactive than the previous iterations of the defense. I started to see a little bit change when they brought out the Kate Bishop and the way you had to do the defense to take down the gate to fight Super Adaptoid, which that mission is really fun. That raid, if you have not played that raid, there is so much stuff that you can do in this game now. They finally brought in the ability to allow you to play as a team to farm for exotics, as well as that raid. That raid is so fun to play. Super Adaptoid is a very challenging opponent, unless you over here making god builds. Now, once you make a god build, I mean, he's pretty much as easy as beating up Taskmaster and Abomination. But until you get to that point, you will have some trouble. And even when you got a god build, if you're not watching mechanics that well, Super Adaptoid can still take you out. I feel like they're getting more into making you think a little bit more. It's getting away from just being a button mashing game where you just press a bunch of buttons, beat up a bunch of enemies, and then the mission's over. They're getting more into making you think about the way you attack these enemies because if you go in just guns blazing, pressing the buttons and not really paying attention to your surroundings, you will get melted in this game now. I like the iteration of the champion level system. It gives you more to strive for. So when you get on the game and you're actually running these missions now, there is some reward to it. I've even seen a couple times where I've actually had exotics drop for me in just regular missions. So they're not just tied to the missions anymore. They're guaranteed drops in the missions, but you can play just your standard missions and get a exotic drop from the missions. So I'm liking that they're finally making this feel more like a game to keep coming back to. But back to the Wakanda expansion. I don't really know what to say about the way that world looks. I was in awe. I was in awe and shock how well that they did that section. And even the small little details of when you're at the war table to actually get to Wakanda, you do got to turn the globe over to Africa to find it. Like, instead of it just being up on the screen like all the other places, when you turn in that world, if you know where Africa is located on the map, you can actually go over there on that map, and that's where it sits, is in Africa. So I like just the small details like that. Haven't really too much got into the upgrading and actually trying to level up Black Panther and see everything that's offered within it. The only question I got is, I remember they removed the usage of the fabrication machines, but yet in Wakanda they put one back. And I don't know if that was on purpose, like they got a plan to kind of sneak those back in eventually, or it's just part of the formula. They know that the asset exists, so they just kind of added it in. Way it ends, the way the story ends, will be a nice little addition to, in my opinion, it almost feels like it's this game's way of adding a little nod to a decision that they may be making in the movies here in the near future. So when you get to that and you look at it, comment down below. Let me know what you think about the ending to this DLC. But then, like I said, the missions have been extended. So I remember playing the original Sabotage, Assault, Elimination, all the little drop zones. I remember playing those, and it was like 1 or 2 rooms, and then you were pretty much done. In the Wakanda version of these missions, they actually last a little bit. Like you end up in 2-3 rooms. They may have you do some things in between the actual goal that you're trying to get to within these drop zones. So it looks like they're extending the drop zone, trying to give you a little bit more stuff to play for, give you a little bit more time to pick up items, things of that nature. But yeah, overall, this game has made a comeback. Like I said earlier, I was wrong, but it's made a comeback, and I'm very happy to see what's going forward. So going off of the next timeline that they're supposed to be on, so the next roadmap that they're supposed to be bringing out, according to rumors in the air. Spider-Man is next. Let's just hope that they give as much attention to Spider-Man's DLC as they did to Black Panther's DLC. Black Panther was important. Good thing for me is, I mean, I got my favorite 2 people in the game now. I got Captain America, I got Black Panther. So I got my favorite 2 Marvel characters in the game now. But next, we're going to see what they're going to do with Spider-Man. I'm just hoping that they keep the same energy. Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy, y'all. Don't backtrack. We got to keep it going. But in the meantime, while you're also doing that, let's not forget that other content can still be added. We could be looking at a raid that could be coming in Wakanda, which they said was supposed to be one. And who knows? It may already be there, and I just haven't got that far yet. Because like I said, I did straight through the story last night, and I'm going to get back into it today, and try to figure out what else there is to offer in Wakanda. But as always, keep it cool. I'm out.